What's up, YouTube? It's Vertex here, bringing you guys another video today. And today I have another class setups video for you guys. I brought class setup videos, I think a month ago, maybe a little bit more than a month ago. But my classes have changed quite a bit since then, and I want to bring you guys some updates, basically an updated class setup video. And today is going to be Domination, so basically, I'm going to do it the same way I did the last class setups video, and this is going to be Domination. The next video will be Search and Destroy, I believe. I think that's the order I did. I think I did Dom, Search and Destroy, Blitz. So I think I'm going to do it in that same order this time. 3 different videos once again. And I apologize for not uploading any videos this weekend. As you guys probably know, it was UMG Philly, and I was watching that and didn't play too much this weekend, so I wasn't able to get any videos out this weekend, but I do have this video coming out today, so hopefully you guys forgive me for that. But let's get into these class setups now. Let's start off, as you might remember if you watched if you watched my class setup videos from a month ago, I guess. These classes, a lot of them were just filler classes. Like I had two Remington classes, I think. I actually think I only had one Remington class. I had one Remington class, an AK-12 class, an SC-2010 class, and then like an MTAR class and a Vepr class, and I had a ton of different guns for really no reason. So now I've actually started to use these classes much more efficiently and really taking advantage of the slots that we're given. We're given 6 in this game as opposed to Black Ops 2. We were only given 5, so I'm really taking advantage of those now. So let's get into it. We have the standard Remington with red dot and foregrip. As you see, it's called R5 red dot sight, RDS. So Remington R5 with the red dot sight on it. And this is a pretty standard class setup. The red dot foregrip, that's nothing new. I use a lethal grenade really just as a filler. I mean, you could use a secondary. I personally choose to go with the lethal just because I have sleight of hand on. I don't really need a secondary. I can just reload quickly. And then I don't use a tactical because I'd rather have the nade. My perks are pretty standard. I mean, ready up and quick draw are very, that's nothing new. People use that a lot. It's very standard for a class, basically. Dead silence and focus you always need on. If you don't have those 2 perks on, you're really, honestly, you're hurting yourself and you're not getting the most out of your classes, basically. You need these 2 perks on at all times. They really do help. And sleight of hand, just because for that same reasoning with the secondary, I would rather reload quicker and not have to pull out a secondary versus pulling out a secondary and possibly getting the kill. I'd rather just stick with my primary all the way through the game. The second class is the exact same class, just with a tracker sight, and I use this class mainly on Octane and Freight. On Octane solely because obviously that's a really long line of sight map, and the tracker sight's going to allow you to see people, especially if they have a ghillie suit on. They're blending in a lot on that map, so the tracker sight's really going to help. I just use this. If other teams pull out a tracker sight, I will pull out a tracker sight. And then on Freight, I really use it just because Freight is actually like a very, it's kind of hard to see people, in my opinion. Especially you can get all those, you can get lines of sight under trains and stuff. So if you can look under a train with a tracker sight, or you're like looking up near the crates with a tracker sight, you can really get some lines of sight on people or see people that you normally wouldn't be able to see if you just had the regular red dot. So that's why I use the tracker sight on those 2 maps. I don't really use it on any other map though. Alright, this next class, R5 RDS BS, that stands for Blast Shield, not Bullshit. But I really just, it's the same class, just I substituted sleight of hand for Blast Shield, just in case the other team is using a ton of nades and I really need to combat that. As you see with my specialist bonuses here, they're all the same. Like, these are the exact same, these 2. And the only difference is my second strike package bonus, my specialist bonus for these sleight of hand classes is Blast Shield, and the second one for these Blast Shield classes is sleight of hand. So that's the only difference there. This one is just the same thing as this, but with Blast Shield. So all 4 of these classes are basically the exact same, minus just the tiniest difference that really can make a difference, or tiniest change that really can make a difference in your gameplay depending on who you're playing against. This class is just in case I really really need to pull it out. I don't use this class ever unless it's like really needed. It's the double nade class. As you can see, we have both of the needed perks. Like I said before, you need these perks on at all time, and then the only thing you have room for other than that is extra lethal and danger close. So if it's really, I don't really use this class. I really only use this class if the other team's using it and abusing it, and I really need to pull it out. So yeah, that's that. Specialist bonus is not that big of a deal. I do have reflex on here just because, I mean, I guess that could help later on, but it's not really a need, I guess. And then those were my 5 AR classes. As you see, a lot different than my last video where I had 3 assault rifles, all the same class, just my different guns. These are a lot better usage of my class setups and the amount of space that I'm given. Alright, now we have, So now we have the submachine guns and basically just the submachine gun. I just have one subclass, as you can see. I don't know why I have it saying off rip. I mean, I had actually a lot of different other subclasses for my domination classes at one time, and this was just, so this was the one that I would use off the rip of a game, basically the start of it. So now it's still called that, I guess, but I could really just change it to just straight MTAR. But it's pretty generic. I mean, this is pretty standard class setup. Underbarrel your underbarrel attachment is your foregrip, and your barrel is the muzzle brake. That's pretty standard. Everyone uses that, honestly, so I don't really need to explain why I use that. The only thing I would change here for these classes, if you really, I mean, as you see, I have marathon, lightweight, I guess agility if you want. Those are pretty selfish perks, I guess. You don't really need agility. I mean, marathon really can help depending on the map you're playing, but you don't really need agility. You could switch that out for something like blast shield if you're really trying to play an objective role or something, but I usually don't. This is really I only use this class on strike zone, so on strike zone I like to just move around a lot and basically run around and slay, so I use this to get places as fast as possible. The only thing I would change on this class is change out this tactical for a ready up, for ready up the perk, basically just because that's really going to help you in those one-on-one gunfights. You're going to get your gun up faster, and most likely the person you're going up against has ready up because really everyone uses this, but I just personally chose to go with a stun because off the start of strike zone, the rush, I usually do a rush, and that basically is completely dependent upon if my stun hits or not. If the stun doesn't hit, I'm probably, because the people I'm rushing are probably going to be in a beneficial position in comparison to where I'm coming from. If my stun doesn't hit, I'm probably going to die, so I really need this stun. The only thing, I mean, you could take off lightweight, or I guess agility, and put on ready up, and then you'd have an extra perk slot, which you'd probably go for extra tactical. You have that, or you could just take that off, go with a nade, a semtex, or frag, whatever you choose to go with. Doesn't really matter. So that's personally just my class. Let me change this back real quick. And yeah, there we go. So those are the domination classes, guys. I will bring you guys the other 2 game modes, of course. So this is going to be the first video, like I did with my last class setups, basically all 3 videos. I will link in this video the Blitz and Search and Destroy class setup videos whenever I come out with them. They're obviously not out yet. I just released this video today. The Blitz, or the Search and Destroy, should be coming tomorrow, and then Blitz the day after that. But hopefully these class setups help you. Hopefully you guys saw something in these that you guys might want to try out. If you did, be sure to drop a like, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, be sure to subscribe.